Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I'm your host, Lloyd Strayhorn. As you see, I have a very distinguished guest and a guest that we have known for literally decades, Brother Revels Bay. So it is going to be an honor and a pleasure to have him on in just a minute. But in the meantime, though, I want to say how you're doing on this very hot day. I know it is hot as all get outs, okay? I don't know, how's it on your end, but on this end, it's like mad hot, all right? But anyway, this is Monday, and I'm about to introduce my guest soon as I do the Live with Lloyd Cosmic Forecast. And there we go. All right. So, as I told you last week, by the time we enter this week, we will be in the sign of Leo, which we are on this 25th of July of 2022. As you see, this month is nearly, as they say, a wrap. All righty. The sun is in Leo. The moon is in Cancer. Went into Cancer this afternoon. In fact, from Gemini, a little after 1. It's still a 4 universal month, but it is an 8 universal week, but it is an 11 master number universal day. So for those under the sign of Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces. And let me tell you this, you know what's amazing? Every time I have a guest, whatever the sign is or the birth number, it seems to be now my guess is not only a Pisces, but this means also if you're born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, or the 16th. And my guest is born on the 16th too. And so it's a double whammy today, the 20th to 25th. And I meant to put the 29th of the month. My bad. Okay, so but that's it. Oh, Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm learning, I'm beginning to learn how important this is to people. There's a bell button that I'm finding this bell when you press it, it puts one on notice that the show has started in case you want to see it, if you got a moment to tune in. But please like, please share, and please subscribe. That is the most important part of it. And now, without another moment, oops, let me take this off. Okay, that's the forecast for today. And I am about to introduce my very long, well-timed guest, Revels Bay. How you doing, boss?
Woo! I'm hot and
It's
happy.
in the 90s, and you're there in Mexico, and you said it was about 104 degrees.
It was 104 most of the time last week. It's about 98 right now, and the humidity is
Oh,
approaching the same. But it's
okay,
dry
yeah.
heat.
There's a different kind of heat than humid heat.
Yeah. Plus, I'm elevated like 6,100 feet in the air, so every writing pen, I got to have a bunch of them out. The inks will dry out. The pressure keeps the ink from coming out. It's like really,
Interesting, interesting,
yeah.
interesting.
So that
Um,
kind of
does
thing.
that affect people's walking and stuff, breathing?
Yeah,
Like that?
when you're first out here, they say drink a lot of water, keep moisturizers around. You will get maybe a nosebleed because you're up high. It's funny though. I didn't get a nosebleed till the third year I was here. I
So
said,
you
okay,
had a
I
little
must be a
delay.
strong New Yorker then.
Well, listen, from New York, you got to be tough out coming out of this town, boy. This is a rough
Yeah.
town. Let me ask you this. I know you and everybody who could, because this is your third appearance on Live with Lloyd. They know you one of the best numerologists around. Have anybody ever said to you, because it was asked of me today,
Mhm.
well, tomorrow anyway, and there is a different lottery system. Tomorrow is mega ball, I think, or mega lottery, something like that. But anyway,
Tomorrow's yeah, tomorrow's mega million. Yeah.
Mega Million, same thing, right? Not same thing, but that is the name.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be $810 million, just shy millions away from being $1 billion.
Hmm.
Has anybody ever asked you, do you know how to hit these lotteries? And what's your response?
Well, it's interesting. When I lived back on Long Island, and I wasn't really cognizant that I could figure out just for me. I didn't say for anybody.
Hmm.
So I would just pay attention to those other little books called The Three Wise Men and all of this, and I would find a number that I would like. So I saw a number was 781. but it always played in Ohio. So then I knew a spiritualist friend of my mother who was born on my birthday. He was just born in 1935. And I
Mm.
happened to bump into him one day. He said, "Oh, you're going to play numbers?" I said, "Yeah, no, let's see. I don't play. I just want to play for fun." He said, "Well, you know, you could get addicted, but I'll tell you what you do. Just play by what you feel. Don't try to cover the whole board." And I said, "Well, why not?" He said, "Well, the odds are 6 million to 1. So if you got $6 million, then go ahead and play."
Yeah, yeah.
He said, "But
Now,
have fun, and watch how your numbers come out, but watch what happens around the number or leading up to the number." So what he was talking about was paying attention to events that took place, popping up around me, almost like biorhythms. And he didn't know anything about biorhythms.
mm-hmm,
He says
mm-hmm.
certain days and months. He said, and pay attention. He said, you either going to hit within the first 14 days or the last 14 days. And then pay attention to the. So after a while, this is way back in 1979. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hit onto anything until about 1981. That's before I met that guy, Ken. Remember Ken
Yes,
that
yes.
wrote his stuff? And
Yep.
he was
Ken
telling me,
Dickerson. Ken
he said,
Dickerson.
yeah, your cycle is between the 1st and the 14th. Don't play that at the end of the month. So I started fooling around. I would see the 7 come up, the 8 and the 1. And I said, that's a prime number. That's the hardest number to hit. And I would always play it. And every year, 6 times out of the year, it would roll up and I would hit it.
Well,
So
you know, it's interesting. Numbers, when you talk about events, one of them was the collapse of the World Trade Center
mhm,
on that Monday, September the 11th of 2001. And
mhm,
exactly a year from that day,
mhm,
on September the 11th of 2002, 911 came out and shut lottery down. It's been
mhm,
blank ever since. You
mhm.
cannot play that number
Nope.
on that day, no time, nowhere, ever. I
You
mean,
can't play that number, neither can you play 317 on 317
or
because
10
it get
10. 10
right.
10 is challenging too. You know what I'm saying? Because people have asked me that too. But I would like to think if we knew the numbers, we wouldn't be doing this show right
We
now
wouldn't be
because
doing no
you'd be
show, no.
somewhere and I would
On
be
the
somewhere.
island, chilling. So people ask me, I say I'm like them. I play too, but now that I'm older, I literally play for the fun of it
I play
because
for
I'm not a
entertainment
casino person.
purposes.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a
play
person
for
who goes to
entertainment.
casino. So I just, feel like I play 3 days out of the week, and people say, "Yeah, but you're playing in advance." I said, "I'm doing that for a reason, because I'm banging on heaven's door, and something down here is going to happen."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then they say, "Well, what if you missed the number?" I said, "I don't get upset. If I miss the number, the universe brings me a multiple of what I just missed,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
always does."
yeah. So I guess it's having the right attitude going
Yeah,
in when you're gambling.
yeah,
And also I try to tell people too that if you are playing and you don't expect to win, why
hmm
should you play?
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Although the odds, I think when you talked about 6 million to 1, well, Mega Million is about almost 100 to 200 million to 1,
right,
which is so fantastically against your favor because
hmm
just even getting struck by lightning is 1 million to 1.
right,
All right. So you know when you got that the odds of, and which is why it is ballooned to almost $1 billion. So it's going to be
hmm
interesting tomorrow, whatever the case.
usually my goal is I hope a lot of people hit it.
Yeah,
I hope a lot
yeah.
of people, rather than just one, a lot of people hit it. So I mean, it can happen to anybody. It was a guy, I think, in Michigan. He was almost homeless, lost his mother, his father, his brother, and everybody in town would make fun of him. And one day he looked out and he hit for
That
like
shows you
fifty
why
million
you got to
dollars,
be nice to people. See,
and
you never
nobody wanted to cash his ticket because they thought he stole it. So he went back.
really.
Yeah, he walked back over the bridge to the gas station, and the guy said, "Why are you feeling down?" He said, "People think I stole this ticket." And he looked at it, he said, "No, man, you the winner." They said only one person won. You got the ticket. Let me call my lawyer. Call his lawyer, drove him back over there. This is the guy. He's got his whatever. And to that day, this guy helps other homeless people with his winnings.
Yeah, and then you have people that's had a ton of money and lost it within a couple of years. So
Yeah.
I guess is who is the
Who you
recipient
are.
of these monies, who you are, your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. But anyway, they asked me that because that's the biggie tomorrow. eight hundred
Yeah.
and ten million dollars. I hadn't even thought about till somebody brought it to my attention today and asked me that. But yes, I will indulge in numbers, but it's strictly for entertainment purposes. My
Mm-hmm.
life is not depending on it. My bread
Right.
and butter is not depending on it. My livelihood is not depending on it. It's just for fun. And if I am blessed, good. But if not, hey, you know,
Yeah. Right.
so be it. So be it. Anyway, you are one of the world best numerologists. I'm going to say that
Uh,
up front. I know you bashful somewhat like me, but I'm going to anchor
yeah.
up front. You're one of the best of the
I'm
best.
March 16th bashful. Thank you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to open up these phones a little later.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a book you wrote 2 years ago on June the 16th of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And this book you have here, can you tell us about this book that you're going to put on the screen?
Oh yeah, the Age of Remembrance, the Divine I Am Presence in Selenite, and it's all about the gemstone selenite. And I've been
Mhm,
involved with selenite. Received it in a dream in 1988, and I've been working with gems off and on for a long time. But that one caught my eye, and I started working with it. um, I started experiencing some things with working with selenite. Like I would sleep better. I had some sometimes a little aches and pains in my body and my joints. And because I slept with it, underneath my pillow or behind my leg or something, it started to help ease some of the situations. So I was getting a little bit more flexible. It does a lot of different things. And once I got out here, about 10 years ago, I worked with a Coach T shaman, a drum maker, master maker. And he was
mhm,
making some drums, and he had the buzz saw. And the buzz saw got away from him, and he was trying to keep that live blade from cutting into his side. So he was holding it out, but the weight of it kept twisting. So it fractured his ribs and his shin. And one of his workers was able to get the thing unplugged. He spoke to one of my spiritual sisters out here, and she said, "Well, Brother Francis works with gemstones, and he's pretty good with prayers, you know." And
mhm,
so he gave me a call. I prayed with him online, and then I said, "Well," I says, "Meet me at my sister's house in a couple of weeks." He said, "Well, I'm going over there and move some stuff around because he does landscaping." And we
mhm,
met, and I don't have it tonight, but I have a huge rod that's about 16 inches long, and it's almost shaped like a triangle. And I use it to blow my breath through and stuff. And I can intently direct some energy using the selenite. And so I worked on him, and I laid it on his body and laid it. He went back 2 weeks later to the indigenous hospital, and they took some more x-rays. Then about a week later, he said he got a phone call. His doctor says, "I need you to come here now." He said, "But I'm not due to see you till next week." He said, "No, we, meaning the staff, want you to come here." So he
mhm.
came in, and what he saw was he showed him where the fractures were in the original x-rays. And then he saw when he took that x-ray in between, he saw an outline. And he said, "I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?" And I had told him, "I don't want to be known like that yet." And he said, "I don't know what it is. Maybe it's from God. Maybe it's the rod of Aaron on me."
Mhm,
I said,
mhm.
"Well, it's a rod of something because I believe that thing, when I took that picture, left an impression. And a few days ago, I got another picture of it, and everything is sealed."
Question for
Mhm.
those they're hearing the word, but for a novice hearing it the first time, exactly what is selenite?
Okay. This is a bit of
Oh,
selenite.
let me
Like
get
this.
the full screen on this so everybody can see that.
Yeah. This is what it looks like. Most of it is like this. In fact, if you I met a woman by the name of Lee Hutchison. She wrote a book about being invited in, I think, the late 1990s, into the Nika Mountain down in Mexico, because she also worked with selenite. And she went into this cavern. I think they went down about 3 to 6 miles deep.
Mhm,
What they found was shards of selenite 35, 37 feet long, and they took
Oh.
pictures of people walking on them. They look like ants walking on these big shards in the belly, the cavern of the Nika Mountains. And then she said that she discovered there's a vein of selenite running right up through the state of New Mexico, and it runs right to where I'm at, Albuquerque, comes out on the other side. So I've been fortunate. I've been able to get selenite whenever I want to get it, but we have it's in our body. So the
Okay.
trace mineral in our body is called selenium.
Yes, that I've heard of. Right.
Right. It's the same thing. This is the hard value that sits in the earth. The trace mineral is selenium in the body. So shellfish carry selenium. I think you can get it in kale, broccoli. I know you can get it in spinach because spinach carries everything. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the fruits and
Mm-hmm.
vegetables that have the selenium. And what it does is it actually brings a little bit more energy into your body. It's connected to solar ray and lunar ray energy, so it can be in any capacity. The only thing you can't do with it is stick it in water. But I have seen people purchase pieces that have actually liquid on the inside, and you don't break it open. You leave the liquid on the inside because that's how it was formed out of the
Mm-hmm.
waters
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
trapped. So it's very easy to relax with. You can lay it on the body, lay it on the front. If you got problems with the throat, you can lay it across the open the throat chakra up like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you got headaches, lay it across the forehead. If you want to pull more energy in, then lay it up here like this. But it
Mm-hmm.
does a lot of different things, and it
So
takes time.
your book explains all of that, right?
Yeah, I
Oh.
explain my experiences of working with it, and what people have to realize is this: and it took me a time to realize it. I always used to think, "Oh, I'm going to go out and get some." I feel like wearing a copper bracelet, or feel like wearing some turquoise. And about 10 years in the study of gems, it occurred to me is like, am I really wanting that, or is my body craving for that? So
Mm-hmm.
then I started realizing we got trace minerals in the body. We got copper in the body. We
We
got
got
silver
everything.
in the body.
Yeah.
We got all of that in the body. So what the body is saying, I need more. So if I don't have it in liquid form in the body, I need you to go get the solid form and put it in your house, put it on you. So the gemstones, the consciousness within the gemstones to some degree would be limited, but it's organic and it's
Mm-hmm.
calling us to get the gems.
Question.
Mhm.
When you talked about gemstones, minerals, and whatnot, there are like some organic, I mean, plastic ones, or I should say, artificial ones.
Yeah,
How can
artificial
one
ones don't
tell?
really do it.
Yes. How can one, therefore, a novice or inexperienced person, because we are going to open up the phone so we can take your
Yeah,
reading. Believe me, we're going to
yeah.
do that. But now that we're on the subject, how can one make a distinction between genuine selenium and some fake selenium, or genuine
Um,
amethyst or
well,
fake amethyst?
I know for sure with real selenium, it leaves little flecks on your skin. That's how you know it's real.
What do you mean little flecks? Like dust,
It's
little
yeah, it looks
particles?
like dust particles. And
Really?
when it's in a rough form, especially when you get it like this in a rough form, it'll you can't even see it here, but it leaves little shards on your fingertips. That's how you know it's real. If you get one that's rough and it's not leaving anything, not unless it's polished, then that's a different story.
But
Uh,
yours is unpolished.
Yeah, the mine is unpolished. All of my gemstones I try to get for the most part are unpolished, except for where I work with a pendulum, so I put a regular shoestring on this, and that's a polished amethyst. You know,
Ah,
right. So,
okay.
but most of the time I like them rough.
Now on Wednesday, I'm going to have another seven-person named Hank Rising Sun, and he
Okay.
is into gems and whatnot.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this thing called shungite?
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
understand it offsets because with all these cell phones, actually, quite as it's kept, we are supposed to keep cell phones at a certain distance.
Yeah.
Although we'll put it in our hip pocket, we'll put the phone right to our ear. Technically, they even tell you in their legal aspect of the
Mhm.
phone, you're supposed to have that at a distance.
Right.
Although shungite, which for some reason comes out of Russia,
Yeah.
is able to offset that. Can you explain a little shungite? Then we'll open up.
Yeah, I have some in my home. I keep one right behind my laptop screen. I got one up there on my yeah, I got one up on one of my bookshelves, and I got one some other place. So it's like I'm sitting in the middle of a triangle of shungite. So and then I use organite pieces that people put together too. And shungite, as far as I've worked with it for a year or so, it does calm everything. And this is why I tell people, if at all possible, do not have a TV set in your bedroom, because nowadays these are smartphones, smart TVs. They're giving off signals all the time in your house, so you're not really sleeping. You're absorbing these signals running through your bedroom. So I have an altar on the other side in my bedroom that counteracts anything from the TV set. And
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
crystal altars loaded with selenite and everything else.
Well, I was told by another person that hopefully I'll have in the not so distant future that put a crystal on the back of the wire in front of the TV, since the TV emits such even more emissions
Mhm.
than cell phones. Because in about 20, 30 years, a lot of people are going to be walking around glowing in the dark, okay, with
Yeah,
all of this. So,
radioactive
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
they
This is
put
why
crystal
people
offset.
shouldn't have cell phones in their hip pocket. I've seen women put it down in their brassiere. That thing is getting hot, and it's developing breast cancer and all kinds of other cancers.
Yeah,
I
they
carry
say
a
that.
sling pouch, and I put mine in the sling pouch. It ain't even on my body. It's in the pouch. You know, Keep it
Interesting,
off my
interesting,
body.
interesting. Well, actually, we didn't start it just to go into crystals. We'll say that for somebody else.
Yeah,
But
we'll save that for Hank.
yeah, you are so diverse in a lot of things. But let's get to what you know best. And you have a new book that we'll discuss at the end of
Yeah,
it. But
right.
is there anything you want to know from the readers? Because I mean, the viewers, because a lot of them are going to give their birthdays.
Yeah,
And
well, what they should give us, and you and I will be reading them together.
no, I'm
They
going to let you read. This
Oh,
is
you
you.
gonna let me read?
This
Okay,
special.
okay. So I want to get the birth month, birthday, and birth year, so I could tell them pretty much what their destiny number. And in my book, I talk about something called the angle of destiny. It's the
Interesting.
energy
This is in
between
the
their
new
birth
book.
date and their destiny number. So I want to describe that to them and tell them what they need to do.
This is
All
in the
right.
new book, right?
This is in the new book. Yes.
Very good. Now, the last time I had you on, you offered something too. I think they kept you busy for a minute. I don't know whether you're going to do that again.
Ooh, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. That one kept me going a whole month. It was interesting because someone saw the replay and they put it through their YouTube channel, and it was 30 more people that came. I was busy like all month. I did like 70 emails. I said I'll never do that again.
Wow. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was doing like 10 a day, and it wasn't still enough.
Well, we're going to go through this. First of all, a lot of people are saying greetings and greetings to all of you too. Now, this is a person that wants to know about job opportunities, and you see at the bottom of the screen they're born on 10/10/64.
Wow, 10 10 64.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing too. In my book, I say never drop off the two numbers to the left in the birth year, because in the birth year, those two numbers to the left is called the governor, and
The
that
who?
the governor. I call it the governor. The 19 is the governor. So the
Uh-huh.
governor controls that entire century.
That
Rather
makes
than
sense. That makes
yeah,
sense.
because I've had people like they try to create a master number for themselves. I say you don't want to create it because it's really giving yourself a whole nother hurdle.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Okay, so this person is very unique because I can do this real fast. Their master numbers in the destiny, which is a 22, which is a 4. So and that's another thing in my book. I talk about the master number, but I talk about the series that it came out of. That's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to know about job, okay? But when their birthday comes up this year, you notice they're born 10 10. All right, 20, that's a 2. and we're in a universal 6. So this is a good time to switch into something like a job or to try to go for a promotion, because when you're in
Mm.
the 8 personal year, you get a chance to try something out for a 2-year stretch to see if you are cut for it, and then when you enter the 1 personal year, you've got those last 2 years as a way, as a trial and error to move into. So what this person is capable of doing, though, which is very nice, is that they're born 10-10. The number 10 is an innovative thinker,
Mm-hmm.
an independent thinker, because they're born in the 10th month. And usually people born in the first month and the 10th month, very, very independent. Either they
Yes.
live with one parent or an elder, or, if they're really rambunctious, may have gotten kicked out of the house and got their own place. But they're survivors and thrivers. So this person is
Mm-hmm.
very creative. They should like work on some writing skills. They should deal with electronics. They should learn to be well spoken, very articulate. I kind of feel this person can be a writer or a spokesperson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just saw a split second with this person born 10-10. You should strive to start an organization, nonprofit organization, and some reason you should be walking across a stage. And I get TEDx, something
Okay.
about TEDx with this person.
Well, good. We're going to give a number where people can call you for consultations. You do consultations, don't you?
Yes.
Good, good. Okay, let's deal with the next person. This is Miss Hala Robinson, and she is born on July 16th. Oh,
Whoa.
yeah,
I like a number 16. And look
yeah.
at that, 1958. See, but that's a 13, but her year adds out to like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the double sevens, that's a 14, which is a 5. So let's really compute it out here. So she, in her destiny year, she has like 1981. That's nice. She's got a 1 destiny. We add that 1 to the 16. That's a 17. She can become well known in her field too, field of interest. I
Mm-hmm.
also feel with her though, and this kind of fits her name, Halo. That's,
Yes.
that's like aura.
Yeah, yeah.
Aura. She can radiate light. She has a lot of insight that she can give people. But the nature of the 16, be very careful around friends and business associates who are having their own problems, because they have a tendency to draw you into the problem, and then they want you to take a side. And you don't want to do that, because then it becomes a triangular situation where they want to know, well, what did so and so tell you? And 16s have to be straightforward. So look, I'm not getting in the middle. I'm not listening. I'm hearing you, but I'm not really listening because I don't want to be in your business. So you got to make sure people aren't pulling you into their business. Um, and I deal with spirit guides. My ancestors come over me a lot, and one of them is my own mother. And
Mm-hmm.
she says she likes your walk. Hello. She
She
likes the
likes
way you
to
carry
walk.
yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
what she likes, the way that you carry yourself. And you're going to make an impact in your life with other people. Your life is not done yet. So you need to find out if you got some hobbies, if you like to paint, you like to draw, you like to give directions and pull people into gatherings. You might have a whole new business.
And I like your mother's name because it was Grace.
Yeah.
And this is where you get the title from, Circle of Grace. Well, actually, you got something from a Dr. Karen Lynn Siegel. She said,
Yes.
"Hi, brother,
Yes.
babe, from your eternal sister."
Sekhmet. Yes.
Okay, right, just she's just showing some
Yeah.
love up in here. Okay, good,
Thank you.
good. Oh, somebody said, "Don't forget to hit the like button."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wherever that is. Hit the like button, subscribe. Because I swear I forget. I
You're right.
forget to tell
Right.
people like, share, subscribe. That's why I have to write it out. And you think after doing this over a year, I get it.
I
But
don't remember either because we get into the flow.
yeah, yeah, it's not about trying to. My numbers are the kind of numbers that we deal with spiritually and metaphysically.
Right.
Those are the numbers we do best. That's where our
Right.
focus is. So
Yeah. So it's
let
not
me
focused so material like.
Yeah, so I guess that might be boring to some people, but hey, what you gonna do?
Right.
This person here is Brandon Jamal Smith. You know this guy?
Oh, this guy, yeah, this guy wrote this guy wrote a nice forward to my book.
I know.
Did a good
And I
job.
look forward to his book.
Right. Family. Keep it all in the family.
Good
All in the family.
to hear
See,
from you, Jamal. Congratulations to on your first forward.
yes,
He
yes.
has grown. This brother has like grown like a meteor man. He's just like took off. God bless him too.
See, he's another one. See, now he's got a master number in his birth year. So
Mm-hmm.
he's got
Mm-hmm.
the. I see that master number is like the Christ ship kind of number, but even though it's a 7, it rounds out to an 8. And Brandon, I just heard for you that this time around, when we get that 8/8/2022, you might have some marvelous breakthroughs creatively, strategically. There's going to be some new things you're going to start to do, not just the new ones you just started, but something even bigger than that is going to happen. You're born in the number 20, and that on the 20, and that's the number of transformation, rebirth, regeneration. So you're the man that can take old ideas and revive them for people. And you're like a tailor, a spiritual and metaphysical tailor. So we had all these numbers up here. What we're going to find for you is going to be very unique. I think you're going to add up to a 2118. Well, that year was just 3 years ago, that 2118, which was a universal 2. Um, and that happens to be
11.
Hmm?
That was 11 to 2018.
Right. Yeah, it's 11/2. That put him a master number. So check this out. He's got 11/2. That's where I would write it. Add that to his 20. He has 31/22/4. So 31 means he's in a class by himself. When Brandon sits down and thinks out something, he thinks out all the way across the board. He's not a person that you could put into a box. You got to put him in there and let him explore, but 9 times out of 10 he's going to remove a wall because
And
he needs to go in and out freely, you see.
what's interesting? 31 means self-contained too. In other words, they have everything within their own space, within their own borders or
And
parameters.
their
And
own, but they have everything they need. They just keep building and building and building. And 4 means he's able to handle chaos because he brings divine order into a situation. He comes with order.
well, I got a couple of donations. I don't know how to acknowledge these yet, but one by somebody sent $10, 9.99, 9.99. Whoever you are, thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you. Um, this person here is Lightbird. They're born on the 20th, but in a different sign. They're born
Right.
in the 20th. They're born in 1991. They also adds to a 20, and they want to
Mhm.
know when will they move in the calmer waters. And they have a life path number of 5. What say you about Lightbird?
Wow. Well, here's what happens. Your angle of destiny is a 25
Can you
reduced to
explain
7.
that to her since this new
Yes.
concept you came up with?
Right. This concept. Well, I've been using this concept maybe since you and I met. That's when I was developing it.
Well,
So
it's still yours. So
yes.
let us
So
not take away from
what
what you
happens is
discovered.
birthday number. Everybody has the birthday number, and that gives us qualities, and it lets us know what we've come into the planet with. Where
Yeah.
your destiny number says what you need to learn in order to make your life better for yourself. So they're not really two distinctive paths. They can go hand in hand. So that 5 destiny number or life path number is learning how to communicate your ideas clearly to other people. Be very articulate, become a messenger. Health wise, you need to maintain youthfulness because you can live a lot longer than most people on the planet. If I take that 5 and now add that to the 20, we get 25, which is 2 plus 5 being a 7. So the angle of destiny means they meet and form like a pyramid top.
Uh-huh.
Now you have both sides, and those both sides compute one other number for you to tune into to go higher in your life. So
Okay.
for her, become more spiritual, become more metaphysical, and since you're seeking to have calmer waters, you need to go on the inside of yourself and do a lot of meditation. Do a lot of meditation. That will get you calm. Use affirmative prayer treatments for yourself, which is basically stating into the universe an intention and expecting it to happen. Let the universe put it in order. You just open your hands to receive.
All right, good. Now, this person is born on the 13th of May of 62, Elizabeth.
Wow.
She said she would love a reading, Brother Francis. All right.
It's amazing. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know all the celebrities' birthdays, but I know this one. This is Stevie Wonder's birthday.
Yeah, Joe Lewis, Franklin
Yeah,
Ajay,
yeah.
Reverend Jim Jones, a couple other people of note.
Okay, well, her life path destiny number adds the nine. The year was 1980. The 13, I always see it like a Scorpio number. So she's a
Uh-huh.
Taurus person with a Scorpio number, and Scorpio is the opposite of Taurus. But the
Yeah.
13 is very powerful. It's not an unlucky number, it's a number that allows you to get past, go beyond.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
with the nature of that 13, and she just went through it this year. So, the 13 is actually an empowering number for you, Elizabeth, and it's going to allow you to take a bigger, better, and bolder step. You're born in 1962, that adds to a nine. So as you get older in your life, that nine is going to take over, and we're going to find you being the spiritual warrior, the spiritual spokesperson. You're going to find yourself above and beyond. You're going to have a lot of breakthroughs that are going to come into your life. But I'm also feeling you got to let go of some kind of emotions there a little bit. Something's trapped here, and not health wise, just in the upper part of your chest. I'm feeling like difficult breathing process going on, but this is not a health situation. It's a metaphysical thing that's going on, which probably means you're just getting tired of being tight and you need
But
to
that
open up.
that kind of makes sense to me too, Brother Rebels, baby, because she's under the sign of Taurus that governs the air apparatus. It's a ruled by the number six.
Okay.
And six governs the nose, throat, allergies, heart palpitations, regular blood circulations, etc. Now, this person we have is Charlene Johnson. She is born 9/6. What
Okay,
say
so
you?
we should give her a personal year
No, she
number
didn't
with
give
that.
a year, and then that next one didn't give a personal year also.
Okay. Well,
Now, would that
she
help?
gets
They gave the full year, month, day, and year.
it would
We could,
help, but in this case, she'll find out. I'll tell her what personal year she's in. So, in the way I do it, you add the birth month, birthday. That's a 15, which is a six, but the birthday hasn't come up yet. She's vibing off of last year, right? And last year was 2021, which was a universal five. So actually, she's floating in a 20, 11, and 2 personal year. So right now, she's probably clearing up some relationship kind of energy. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic, it could be relationship with family, friends, business associates, those things she needs to create a balance around. Six means she's very loyal, very loyal person. You make the best kind of friend for somebody. However, they should not take your kindness for weakness, because underneath that, you're a very strong and powerful person. You're a giving and caring person, but however, people need to respect your boundaries.
question.
Yes.
You're saying she won't enter her. It's interesting because Brandon, you, Jackie Levine, and maybe one or other two people I know won't do that personal year until they hit their birthday. So, in other words, she won't be in a three personal year until September the 6th. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, yes, because in the way I look at it, you have to compute the birth month and the birthday. So if it didn't come up yet, you're still in the previous one.
No, no, no. But see, what happens is you may compute the birth month and the birthday, but
Mhm.
she's still in 2022, which is the year of the six. No,
Well,
you
that's a
don't see
universal
that?
six. She's in a universal six, but because I have to use her birth month and her birthday, it's from last year. And the way
Okay,
I
I
compute,
get used to you guys with this.
yeah, so the way I computed, she's in a two personal year from last year, September the 6th, all the way up to September the 5th of this year. And then whatever the time of her birth was, within 12 hours, she's starting to shift into then the current year
See,
number.
because for me, the way I knew it, and maybe because I've been doing this for more than a New York minute,
Mhm.
to me, she would be in a 3 personal year by, because the rule of thumb is you take the month, the
Hmm.
day, and you add the year in question. So the
Right.
year in question came in January, not in September. Now I know there's another technique we
Hmm.
use, which is the birthday to birthday cycle. I understand that more. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to let you, Jackie, and Brandon develop this, because this is, but so I have to be more open. But I've
Yeah.
always done it that way.
Yeah. Well, there's, when people read my numerology book and they get toward the end, I make a bold statement in the end. And my
Your new
ancestors,
book?
yeah, my
Yeah,
new
we're gonna
book,
put it up in a moment too.
my ancestors said, if you don't make this bold statement, we're not helping you. I said, okay, I'll make it and I'll see what happens. And I wrote it. And people say, that's kind of interesting. But it makes everybody come together, you know. I'll
Okay.
give a hint. All numbers are master numbers because we are the ones carrying the numbers. And sometimes when people, in other words, when people have 11, born on 11 master number or 22 master number, other people saying like, wow, I don't have that. So I guess they're better than me. And
No, but that's,
it's a
see,
way uplifting people by saying, no, you have a master number as
yeah,
well. You
yeah,
just have to understand what your numerical 5 is really telling you.
and
You are,
master.
yeah, and master it. You don't let it master you. You become the spokesperson of what that is. And then you realize we're all masters.
I got to say amen on that one. Well, this one here is Teresa O'Brien, and she is March the 28th. What say you about her? She's an
Wow,
Aries
well,
fun lady.
wow. She is, yeah, Aries. Aries 28. So this is pretty cool. So her numbers produce a 31, which is a 4. And we're already in 2022, and that's a 6. So she entered a one personal year, which matches her 28, which is adds to a 1. So this is all about taking care of herself, making herself number one. Don't put anybody ahead of herself. If she does that, she's gonna have a slow moving year. Because when you're in the one personal year, and people can feel it, they can tell you're spending more time to yourself. You're treating yourself to other situations.
Hmm.
You seem to be moving on. So the one is, and we got one right. We go from one all the way up to 9. So she's got the next 8 years to hit her mark and to work on and develop things, have a better version of herself. But during this one personal year and two personal year, three personal, and a four personal year, she's establishing new inroads to herself. So it's all about taking care of her. And even though she might have other people to take care of, she should always consider herself. So a
But
prime example, if a group of friends get to say, "Hey Teresa, let's go out to such and such," if she doesn't feel comfortable, she needs to speak up. I don't feel comfortable about going over there.
and not be caught up in worrying about what other people think.
Right, right. And that one is like a Leo vibration. So she needs to come on out and roar a little bit.
All right, bring out the lioness in her. All right, I like
Right.
that. Now this is Linda, June the 22nd.
Wow, here now see that's a beautiful master number there. And that's master number 22. That's I call the visionary. That's the person that's one step up, a reflection of the master number 11, which is the dreamer. So the 22 can hear an idea that someone doesn't know how to put together, and
Hmm.
22 starts calculating and can figure out how to take that plan in the air and materialize it and what needs to come into play. So, with this keeping in mind, now this is very unique. And like you always say, numbers follow, right? The
Yeah,
last person was a 28. Her birth month and day add up to a 28, which is a 1, which she already in this year 2022, she just entered a 7 personal year. So you could retreat and take care of yourself, Linda, like the number 1 person, but it's developing your more of a metaphysical, spiritual side of yourself. That's what you want to do. You want to get a better understanding. You might want to question, where am I now? And where would I like to be? Okay, where am I now and where I'd like to be? So my version of seeing this is you entered the 7 personal year last month, okay, and now you got all the way until the day before your birthday comes up next year to figure out who are you, what do you want to do, and where you want to be in the next 3 years or less.
Okay. I got another one now. This is interesting. This person is TJ. They're born October the 15th of 59. And they could their specific time, 1:55 p.m., which means their birthday is in the ninth house. Their son is
Mm,
in the ninth house. But they said they're making one of the toughest decisions to sell their grandparents' house in Ewing, New Jersey. Should
mm.
he?
Wow. Well, let's see. Let's see. You're going to be entering a four, a 4 personal year by your birthday. Three, you're in the three now, the way I'm looking at it, and three deals with emotions sometimes. I don't feel like you're wanting to sell it because you may have some attachments to it. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to separate your emotions from your grandparents' house. But before you do that, you need to tune into what's going on around the house, like economically, what's going on in the neighborhood. Maybe you might want to keep the grandparents' house and do some things where you could fix it up a little bit and rent it out
As
before you
against
sell
selling it.
it. Hmm?
In other words, rent it out versus selling it.
Yeah, to see if you can get some monies first. Because you got to look at, and I'm not a real estate person, so you got to look at the market, what's going on in the
Hmm.
market. But here's a take. You're born in 1959. Most people I know born in 1959, money comes to them like nobody's business.
Well, everything about this person is a six. Libra is a six. They're born on the
Mhm.
15th of six. They're born in the year that adds up to 24, and 2 plus 4 is six. So
Right.
it's like triple sixes across the board,
Yeah.
which deals with home and family. And let me tell you, when you were talking, my sense was, and I could be totally wrong, he may have spent part of his childhood in
Yeah.
his grandmother's home.
That's why I said I felt
You know what
like
I'm
the
saying?
emotional connection.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
his life
yeah.
path number is 1984, which is a 22-4. So before, like, if you're gonna sell the house, you're gonna literally have to walk to your grandparents' house and like reminisce and just say goodbye to the house if you're ready to sell it. Everything's got an energy, a spiritual energy connected to it. You need to go through that house and acknowledge that house and share whatever you need to share at that house. Thank your elders, your ancestors before your grandparents, and so forth. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to feel like, okay, I'm ready to let it go now.
Yeah, because sometimes we do have to let go, even though we don't do it. Okay. This person says, I am Key. They're born December the 22nd of 1979.
Ooh, another master number. And this is almost like that's a Capricorn master number there, I think. So
Boy,
this
time
is
goes
very,
by fast when you're having fun with this.
yeah. So this is very unique. Okay, your birth year adds to an 8. Then you got the master number, which is a 4. The month is a 3. So if I'm right, he or she has a 6 personal year, or
Yeah,
destiny
December
number, six
22nd.
personal. And so it's interesting. See, all these sixes before it was just ones and four, there was fours. So this person is very giving, caring, holistic lifestyle. Would definitely help them. Their angle of destiny is a 28, which is a 1. So they also have to take good care of themselves. And I noticed their handle was I am key. And I kind of
Yeah,
picked it up as key, Tai Chi, key, pranic
yeah,
energy.
yeah. I was thinking
I
this
am
too.
in that
Yeah.
energy field. So this person should be definitely taking good care of themselves health wise and energetically. Also, they have some strong teaching abilities that can come out, and they can teach just about anything: spiritual, metaphysical, occult. They could teach historical stuff, social stuff. They have a good head on their shoulders.
I tell you, they got so many people coming in. I can't keep up, but hold on. I need to switch over to your book. your newest book that just came out on June the 22nd. Just
Yeah, just on that person's birthday.
yeah. And this is your newest book. Can you tell us about this, please?
Yes, this is a book of 48 years of this book. I met Lloyd in 1978, but I was started the journey in 1974. And so what I do in this book is I show you the difference between the modern Pythagorean alphabet system and the modern Chaldean system. I give you the meanings of the numbers from 0 to 9 in one segment. Then I give you the birthday numbers, calendar day numbers from 1 to 31. I give you a take on the master numbers from 00 to 99. I also tell you what the master number means when it's hooked into your birth year, what that represents. Even toward the end of the book, from 1 to 9, you can figure out what your address number means, what kind of people are attracted to the places that you live or work at. And I use a historical figure in the book, one person in the book. And in that
Don't
book,
tell them. Don't tell them. Let them go
yeah,
buy the book and find out.
yeah. So they'll go in there and they'll see how his numbers equated and things that happened in it. Thank you, Lloyd. See, I'm always get so excited to reveal it all. But it's a very good book. It's an easy read because I don't use no highfalutin words. There's only one word in there and I can't pronounce it. And I was laughing about it with Lloyd. I said, how am I going to say this? And I put that in there.
But you
But
know what, too? When you say 48 years, actually, you and I figured out today between the both of us, we have exactly to the number 100 years of experience of doing this, just us two.
yes. And
That's
what I
a
want to
whole lot
say,
of years.
with numerology, I was never good in math.
Me neither.
I
It
wa-
was
I
the
was a
worst.
F. I was a F baby in math. I was
I
two
was a
years
D, but
behind
mine was
in
for
math.
dynamic, see.
Yeah,
And
I was
F
two
was
years
for fun.
behind when I was in high school. I was taking algebra and geometry. Everybody else was doing trigonometry, and I would just sit there just blank. I didn't know what they were
I was
talking
the
about.
worst. Not that I'm bragging, but numbers wasn't
Yeah,
my thing. And I'm probably like me, Rebels Bay, that had somebody says, you know what, guys, in the future, yo would actually make your livelihood serving humanity doing numbers. I'd have lost my money, not from the grades I was
yeah.
getting at school.
And here's another thing I've learned over the years, and you've probably experienced this too. And it's true. And people say in the educational field say it. They said if their children listen to music, different types of music, it sharpens their mind.
Hmm.
So there's something when you're listening to jazz, uh, classical, uh, improvisational music. Some parents will say, "Well, they listen to hip hop. How can they study?" No, it's the rhythm. That
Hmm.
rhythm is numbers, patterns of energies that's
Yeah.
coursing through their mind. So what I've discovered all these years about doing numbers, I can laugh at myself. I remember my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, would say, "I bet you if I ask you what time it is, you're going to interpret the number." I said, "Yeah, I probably will." Yeah, the time is 3:45, but that's a 12. And what plus two? That's a three. And
I had
so
issues
it
myself with
sharpens your
that,
mind.
but that's how our mind works, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So that's funny.
it actually
Funny.
makes you go deeper into yourself when you actually doing it. And that's why, and I think the same thing happened for astrologers because they're computing, angles and degrees. And even though you put the ephemeris down, you still working. Your mind is still going overtime, computing and adding up. That's
Mm.
when someone asked me, could I do a big chart, in-depth chart, their name and their date of birth and everything else I might add to it. I said, I need 6 to 8 weeks. They said, well, why take so long? I said, the first week, I'm repeating the sound of your name in my head because I got to listen to the sound of your name. Then I start putting the numbers, the values that go, but I'm not writing anything. And then later, 3 or 4 days later, I put down a keyword. That doesn't mean that's it. I just put a keyword so I know where I'm going to start. Then I meditate and I just leave myself wide open. And this is my take. Numbers are talking to me all the time. It's like I'm sitting down and the birthday number, like someone came on, they were born, let's say 1010 or 1020. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing the number 10 talk, the number 20's got something to say, and then the birthday's got something to say. And I'm listening to this conversation, how these numbers are talking. And then I started adding something. But I'm a whole set of numbers now talking. So all of these things are coming together, creating an energy. And this is another thing. People will ask me, well, how can you do an analysis and you don't know the person's time of birth? And I said, I don't need to know their time of birth.
Yeah, yeah.
Just give me their numbers. I'll figure it out.
Here's my thing to Rebels Bay again. This newest book you just got, is this book available on Amazon where everybody can get it?
Yes, they can go on Amazon. They can get it for $25 on Amazon. There
That's your
is there
good.
is no ebook for this because my ancestors said people need books, not electronic books.
Okay, okay. But we won't find out who the major figure is that you talked about till they buy that book, right?
But when they buy that book, they gonna say, "Wow."
Hey, good, good. Ain't nothing like a little tease, just a
Yeah,
second. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And by the way, too, because we're getting up on the hour, but we still gonna reach some more people. I want to make sure people know exactly how to get in touch with you, Brother Rebels Bay. This is your information. Would I be correct? Can you explain everything to people, please?
Yes, I'm a numerologist. I'm an author. Creative Pathwork Meditation. That's basically guided meditation.
I was going to ask you, what does that mean?
Yeah, it is. We all have a path that we are working on. That's why it's path work. Creative means we're being learning how to be creative within ourselves in order to work the path. So you got to have an open mind and an open heart. It is meditation. Meditation is the act of finding your center of being. But the question is being who and being what. So guided meditation or creative pathwork meditation, I works with different color ray kind of energies. Now this doesn't mean that a person can always see the color. They might feel the
Mm-hmm.
color, but
Mm-hmm.
just think
Mm-hmm.
about the color. The
Mm-hmm.
bottom line is to get them to go inside of themselves because all of this is happening on the inside and never really on the outside. If they go to my website, www.circleofgrace1.us, that one is there for a reason because my late mother was my first metaphysical and spiritual teacher who opened the doors for me to step into this field. And you go on the website, you'll see a whole bunch of things in there. You'll see some blog type articles that I have in there. You'll see the book. You can go there and link on books on Amazon. You link on that, and it'll take you to all the a page that lists all my other books I have written. And so there's a lot. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. It talks about some of my current classes. I have a course called 5 Point Creative Pathwork System based on another book that I wrote, which is called Decree and It Shall Be. And it's how to use affirmations, affirmative prayer treatments, meditation, as well as decrees. And that's why it's titled that Decree and It Shall Be, learning how to speak something into your life.
Now,
You learn
all
how
the books you're talking about are available on
on
Amazon,
Amazon. In
right?
fact, if you go when you go on Amazon, like if you look for, let's say, the numerology book, you just type in the key to life is numerology, and you can put the subtitle or just say by Francis E. Revels, but it'll come up. But if you link on my name, it'll open the page up and it'll show you all the other books I've written.
Question:
Mhm.
Do you have a YouTube channel, or why don't you? If you don't,
I do have a YouTube channel,
and
and
it is
it is Circle of Grace One.
okay, we need
That's
to put
one
that
way
down.
that you'll find it. Circle of Grace One, or look for Brother Francis Revels Bay.
All right, all right. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. This lady here says her birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
She is born on the 26th. She's a Leo 8 person.
Wow, this is unique.
What makes you
Unique.
say that?
Well, her name is a unique name that's chosen there, and Tokia might be her first name.
I
Is
got
that
you.
That's a very powerful name. But tomorrow is her birthday. Well,
Yes,
at 26 is a very powerful number. 26 is good for bringing out creativity in all kinds of ways. Be more joyful in this year. And since we're in that six vibration, she's going to be in a three personal year. So by the way I calculate it, so be as creative as possible. Be creative with your finances. Don't loan any money out that you don't have. Don't do that. That 26/8 is an elders kind of number. So I have something called the Old Soul Trilogy. That's birthday numbers that add up to 4, 7, and 8. That means you've been around on this planet numerous times. You know when someone is trying to pull the wool over your eyes, you can literally see through people. So people can't lie to her.
well, they can
You
try, but it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work out. 26 is very good because 26 people are emotional and down to earth, and they're creative at the same time. They like working in partnership settings with
Yeah,
other people. They're
yeah,
very
yeah,
outgoing.
yeah.
So they can bring a lot of people together. If she was an event planner or doing a big concert, she could bring a whole bunch of creative people together and make them all work together on stage.
That's good. That's good. Now I'm going to just take two more before we sign off because this person here says, guided meditations on audio. I guess they're asking you that question. And it says, those
Uh,
steadily helps him or helps
mhm,
her. And they said
right.
they started making 50,000 K a year after using a guided meditation.
Yeah. So I used to, and I'm getting back to it. I used to do a lot of readings. I used to do them in an audio format for people.
Hmm.
And several, about 20 years ago, I used to put a lot of my own meditations on cassette tapes, CDs, and so forth. I have over four or 500. And when I
Wow.
work with the person, though, I'm able to tune into the person and pick up the vibration that they need and then give them a guided meditation. So I can make it very extensive and very detailed, or I can have them walk through the door on one color and they will have the experience.
That's nice. Well, I
But
gotta tell you, man, it is wonderful having you on here again. Is how people can get in touch with you, and you want to touch on all these points, Cash App and everything else to make sure they got it.
yeah, that's the correct Cash App. So if they want to make an appointment, all they got to do, that's my mobile number. Call that number, depending on your time zone. So if you're out here in Standard Time or Pacific area, you can make those calls between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. If you're, of course, East Coast, that would be 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Most cases, I get back in touch with people within about 24 hours. I can do mini scale readings. I can do readings, let's say, 30-minute reading for $100, 45-minute readings for $140, and an hour is $200. And I have a systematic approach on giving my readings to people. So I'm also a tarot reader, but I don't necessarily use tarot cards anymore. I use the energy of the cards with a pendulum, and I pick up on 5 and 6 symbols that pop up in your auric field. And I'm able to tell you what those mean and how they relate to your life right now.
I have a question for you,
Mhm.
and that is per se, could you and you doing these readings, do you sometimes now with this advent of COVID that started in 2020, late 19, late 19, no, late 2019 into what we're going on, everybody has used Zoom.
Right.
So do you do any Zoom type of
Oh yeah.
conferences where they,
All my readings. In fact, I was ahead of the game. Once I got Zoom, I was always doing phone readings, Zoom readings, classes on Zoom. I was already doing that. So when this came out, it was like I was already there. So yeah, they can call me. We book the time. They pay it in advance, and then we go, and I give them my Zoom link, and they join me, and we do the reading. Now, when it's a one-on-one reading, after the reading is over, they get a copy. because sometimes there's so much stuff that can be said, a lot of things can be forgotten. So they can
Yeah,
play
yeah.
the video of the session and say, "Oh, I forgot to ask them." And when they forget to ask a question, that one question, I don't charge you anything extra. Just email me.
I
Like,
do the same thing. I do this. That's interesting how we think.
yeah,
I do the same thing. Well, I want you to sit tight because I just have a few announcements that I need to make that's coming up, Brother Revels Bay, and then I will be right with you. So, everybody, I want to let you know. Okay, there we go. There we go. I did something, obviously. But anyway, I want to let you know that this week, Wednesday, a couple of things are going on. First of all, this coming Wednesday, I'm going to have my good buddy, who's also a number seven, Brother Hank Rising Sun. Now, Hank Rising Sun is going to be featuring Deborah, one of his partners and associates. So that's going to be interesting. And if you've ever seen Hank do our shows, you know the guy is really, really fascinating. Then also, I want to let you know that in addition to Hank being on this Wednesday, I'm going to be on PIX here in New York City. I have been asked to give an assessment about the lottery tomorrow. I'm going to do the best I can. I have no guarantees, and if I knew the numbers, I wouldn't be doing this show because I'd be packing my bags, going somewhere, buying an island or whatever the case is for $810 million. But I will be on tomorrow with on PIX 11. I guess you can see it in your streaming show at 8:35 in the morning, talking about the lottery. I'm going to give my little assessment of who is likely to win by zodiac signs, by date of birth, some of the conditions and the hours in which one should go and get their lotteries. All that I will be discussing with hosts Hazel Sanchez and Craig Treadwell. That's tomorrow at 8:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Um, Also, I have a free monthly newsletter. July is almost a wrap. Kai and I will be presenting soon the August newsletter. So you go to our website, lloyd-strayhorn.com or kayafrench.com to get that. And I think that is it for the most part. So there's the moon letter. Tomorrow I'll be talking about this $810 million. I'm also going to explain the art so people understand what it takes to win this puppy. Okay, it's not easy, and you will understand. And then on Wednesday, again, I will have my good friend and buddy. I've been knowing Hank almost about as long. No, I've been knowing Brother Revels Bay longer, but I've been knowing this brother in double-digit decades too. Um, and in the meantime, this is Revels Bay's book, okay? The Art of the Age of Remembrance, talking about selenium. I hope I said that. Did I say that right, Brother Revels Bay? Selenium, what did I say?
it's talking about selenite, the gemstone selenite.
I was going to say same thing, but we know that's not true. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please get his newest book that just came out this month. The Key to Life is Numerology. This is going to be good. And the introduction is written by my good friend and colleague and brother, baby brother, Brandon Smith. Brandon is awesome. He's really all the people I know up on this piece that come here are awesome as far as I'm concerned. And so I am very, very honored for him to be a part of this. Okay. So with that being said, let me join my brother. So, Brother Rebels Bay, any
Yes, sir.
closing words before we go, my friend?
Well, my closing words are this: work on yourself, meditate as much as possible because that clears your energies out and
Hmm.
keeps you centered and calm. Um, I'm getting a feeling that many of us should go into working with crystals and gemstones. So learn as much as you can on that and start gridding your house with that, not only with just the shungite and the organite, but getting accustomed to gridding your location with crystals, which also helps to raise your vibration. That's very important. And with everything else that you're doing, Just be humble and know that you are your ancestors, because they keep coming through and they're going to be more outspoken as time goes on. So they're going to always lead you in the right direction and never in the wrong direction.
And you know what? I never understood how people think they got here without getting here with by unless they got here through their ancestors.
Right.
I don't understand that to save my life as if I'm the only one responsible for my existence.
Right. And if we do meditation a lot more, the whole key is to get in what is known as silent meditation. And when that silent meditation internally, you start hearing everything. And eventually you hear yourself as the higher self, which is a reflection of the divine source of all. And you can start hearing your ancestors.
Okay. Brother Rebels Bay, thanks for having me. I mean, thanks for you coming on.
It's not my show, it's your show. But it feels like that sometimes, right?
Well, my attitude when I have my guests on, it's their show.
Yeah.
It's my whole thing is to highlight my guests and put the emphasis on them. But please like, share, subscribe. I'm getting the hang of it. Please leave comments, as I hear people say, leave comments in the so and so. If you want to leave comments for those that left donations in the chat,
Well,
I'm
thank
getting
you
to
for
get
doing
used
that.
to all of those things. Thank you very much in advance. And I look
Mhm.
forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. Rebel Bay, you are
Oh,
the
yeah.
best. You are the
And I
best.
would say, if you all want to contact me, you can also email me. I am dot circle of grace
Oh, let me put that up
one.
on the banner because
Yeah,
people say I ain't get it, so that way you can see it. There it is at the bottom of the
yeah.
screen.
Just email me right then and there, and we'll start the link up. And like every second Tuesday, I give what I call a free enrichment training program, a class. It might be on anything. It might be on soul traveling, out of body experiences, working with gemstones, numbers, you name it. So go to my website and start doing some research and see what I do. If you have any questions, just email me, text me, or call me, and I will certainly answer you.
Brother, that's great. I wish you nothing but the best and all the success in your book. I know you're going to send me a book, but I always like to buy books too.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I love to support my guests too, as this let me, give me, can you spare it free? Because we cannot move forward with that mindset. In fact, I have a, a goal now, get rich, but I'll explain that at another time. But in the meantime, you take good care. And let me just say this to everybody. Please, y'all stay out of the hot weather. Be cool, wear as much as possible. Use common sense, stay hydrated, things of that nature, because evidently heat is all up and down the east, west coast, and around the world too, from what I understand. And again, my special guest will be Brother Hank Rising Sun. So with that, folks, I want to say thank you very much. This was fun. This was fun to have my colleague on. And
Yes, it was.
tomorrow, I'm going to take my chances on trying to tell you about the lottery. No, it's not guaranteed, because if it was guaranteed, I'd be up front. Hank, Rebels Bay and I would be out of the city, okay, if we had it like that, but we don't. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. Have a nice day. I'll see you in a couple of days on Wednesday.